It's going to take the handles both equal distant apart, and at this point muscle in here, but it's going to allow her to stretch out, and she should feel this in the back of the shoulders on this first movement, which will be done for 10 seconds. The second position on here, she will simply switch her leg stagger and put the other foot forward, and in this she is going to actually stretch out the chest and the front of the shoulder area from here right in through to here. Her arms are about 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, and again where she wants to feel this is right across the front of the chest. The third position in here is going to allow her to actually step forward again and lunge as far forward as she can with her weight out over her front knee, and by simply hanging out here, this will allow her to stretch in through here. But by keeping her arms limp, what this does is it relaxes these muscles right back here in the base of the neck and the shoulder blades, where a lot of us carry our stress and tension. This is wonderful for helping alleviate headaches too. But the key in here is to stretch out that head, neck, and shoulders by holding and pulling down hard for 10 seconds. The 10 seconds of isometrics here, she's pulling as hard as she can, squeezing that rope in between her fingers, which stops her from any movement. After the 10 seconds of pre-fatigue, now she's going to use variable resistance for 12 seconds and bring her arms all the way in a straight motion, all the way down to her thighs, and that's also going to help tighten up the abdominal area. Bringing it back up here, again, the important thing is keeping her body upright like it is, keeping the arms straight out in front, and really pulling hard for that 10 seconds. The harder we pull, the more benefit we're going to get once we start moving because the muscles tired her. The other thing that's important is in that sit back in the door comfortably, pressing back her buttocks against the door and pulling away from the door. To do that, we're going to grab the handle as she's got right in here. She has the rope laid over the handle, and she's ready to start now by taking that handle and putting it back behind her neck. And in that, she's going to keep it about an inch from the back of the neck so it doesn't pull right down on the neck. From here, she's ready to start her exercise. What she's going to do is pull for 10 seconds to pre-fatigue the muscle. She's pulling from her abdominals, even though she's holding that handle with her hands. The idea is let the abdominals be the lever right here. After that 10 seconds, she's going to pull hard, give it all she's got, pull out towards the far wall, and slowly start to let that line slip through her fingers. She's controlling it here for 12 seconds. The other benefit besides tightening the abdominal wall is she's stretching the lower back in here and also the hamstring as she slowly straightens out her legs at the end of the exercise, and that allows her to stretch this area and simply lays out forward, and now she's ready for her next repetition. In doing this exercise, it's a great way for those of you who have a tough time doing sit-ups or don't want to do them without getting down on the ground. Anybody can do this exercise safely because, again, it allows you to stretch out in a manner that is risk-free. In terms of doing this here, again, the idea is she's thinking up here, I'm pulling with the abdominal wall, tiring that out, giving it all she can for that 10 seconds. After that 10 seconds, the stomach tightens, the back begins to stretch. Here is a key in this exercise. The rope tension here allows the back to stretch freely and safely. And at the end, again, we straighten the hamstrings out, and she walks right out from under it, where it alleviates any compression that way. Now, the important thing in here as she gets in here to do her last repetition is to understand that what she's doing in here is safe. You may not have quite the flexibility Ann does here, but you just want to work to your range of motion. Get in here, pull hard for that first 10 seconds. Again, she's situated back against the door, pulling with her abdominals, and it's really going to allow her to tighten up this abdominal wall, but do it safely. Remember, here's your sit-ups each day, but you're going to do 3 of them instead of that 40 or 50, and allow yourself to be consistent. She's finished with that, Ann. She walks out at the end that, and then from there we're finished with that exercise. Right in between the door strap here, and that's going to allow her to step on that and hold the device in place. As she gets down here, it's important to notice her foot position, and that is her heels want to be a little less than shoulder width apart, but her heels do want to be on the board and not her toes. That's an important point. And here what we're going to do is we're going to give you the running harness in here, which is also used for the leg press. The important thing about the harness here is to notice what she's doing with that, and that is slipping both of the S-hooks through the sleeve, and this is how you set the unit up to be able to use it. You do not want that cinched up tight where it becomes a slip knot. You want to simply take it the exact way she has it there. From here, what she's going to do is she's going to actually attach the handle into the S-hooks there by sliding the rope in between them and letting the handle snug up tight against it. And from there, she's going to take and lower herself down and holding the other hand with the unit itself. As she gets down to this position, we've got a starting point. From here, she's going to hold for 10 seconds and actually get into the exercise movement. It's important to notice that the pressure is on her legs right here. Because of the harness, there is no compression on her lower back in a way that can hurt her. It actually allows her to do it safely and put a lot of resistance in here, but do it without the risk of injury. That's one. We're going to have Ann do another one in here because we always do 3. She's happy about that. The other thing that's important in here is if you have bad knees, this is a tremendous exercise because what it allows you to do is strengthen the muscles in here without a lot of pressure on the knee joint because we are working what's called positive exercise. After she does this, again, she straightens out. The pressure again is on her legs and not on the lower back. The third repetition we're going to have her do here, and that is simply by loosening the handle out, taking that loop that the handle leaves and cinching up around the S-hooks, as you can see here. And from here, she's going to do her third one with this positioning here. Same exercise, but just a little bit different without the handle. Again, tiring the legs first for 10 seconds is important. And for some of you, if you don't have the strength to hold for that 10 seconds, simply stay down there till the muscles get tired, and then just simply move through the range of motion. Now, Ann just finished 3 of these, and I guarantee you, regardless of how strong you are, 3 of these will maximize your leg strength, and I really challenge you to get in there and try it because this is a tremendous exercise in here. All right, we're ready for the last exercise in our 6-minute program, and that is the Isorobic walk, shuffle, and run. We're initially going to start you out with 60 seconds, but we're eventually going to build you all the way into that 9 minutes a day, which is what's going to benefit that cardiovascular system. To do this, Ann's already has a harness still on from the leg press. She's going to take the unit now and put it in at waist level in the door. The resistance is also already set at 15 units, which we used for the leg press, and that is what she'll start with here. From here, she's going to do something a little bit different. She's going to take one of the hooks out of the running harness and just leave one attached. The other free hook now she's going to take and attach to the handle right around the rope at the base of the handle. And from here, she's ready to start out. Now, what she's going to start doing is initially just walking in this harness here. And that is where we want you to start in here. And what she's doing is walking against resistance, which is a great workout. Instead of working the front of the legs, moving against resistance works the calf, hamstring, and gluteal muscles, so it's a great way to tighten up in this area. It's going to take her 20 seconds to get this all the way out, and after that 20 seconds, we're actually going to increase what she's doing in here. You can see she's continuing to work against resistance, which is important, and once she gets to the end of that line, which she is right now, she's going to unhook from there, walk back in, and hook up again, and now she's going to start out the next phase, and now we're going to move her into a shuffle step. This is more of a jog than a run, but it's really a transition between the walk and the run. She's working a little harder. You can notice her arms are moving back and forth. She's running straight ahead with good alignment, which is important, and good form. And as she gets in here, that's going to help the heart again work. And what she'll find is she'll get the heart up in the target zone in this area, and that's what's going to help you strengthen the heart. As she again moves against the resistance, ladies, I specifically mentioned this for you. It's a tremendous exercise to tighten and tone those hips and thighs because, again, moving up hills or stairs, that's where you're working is the back of the leg. Last exercise, or the last repetition in here she's going to do, again coming back and hooking in. Now we're going to move her into the run, and this is where you're eventually going to end up. We want to build up your strength so you can actually move from that walk, shuffle, into the run. Again, it's like she's running in place and simply moving forward, and you can see her moving her legs, moving her arms, and working hard. And where this has her is just getting her heart into that target zone, which is where she needs it. Again, it's working the backs of the legs, the thighs, and buttocks area, which is very important. One of the nice things about running up hills or stairs, which is what she's assimilating also, is that it's a lot gentler on the knee joints than running on level ground. Help out. And for this, we're going to take Ann first off through the triceps pull. Now, the positioning on this for Ann, her weight is set back against the door. She's set comfortably. She lays the rope over her hand, and she's going to want to take her elbows down on the rib cage where they are and keep them tight into her chest, which will help isolate this area. From here, she's ready to start. Ann's going to tire for 10 seconds. She is definitely working hard, and you can see the tricep muscle working right in through here as she pre-tires for that 10 seconds. After the 10 seconds, now she's going to control the resistance for 12. She can definitely feel a lot of burning in here, which means she's working the muscle. Ladies, for you, it's a tremendous exercise to tighten and tone that area in there. Great job, Ann. Get her set up. She has actually got her feet even over, her weight over her feet. She's sideways from the door, and she's in a good starting position, and she's ready to start that 10-second count. From here, she's using this one whole unit as stationary to get to the chest muscle, and she also has the rope in between the thumb and the first finger. After 10 seconds, now she's ready to work the arm across the body all the way around the hip. Again, she's working as one unit to get to this area right in here. She's working hard, and you can see she's controlling the opposing line with her other arm, and she finishes hard all the way around her hip. Now she's going to do 3 of those on each side, obviously, but it's a great way to tighten and tone this area. Position. The unit for this, you can see, is about 18 inches above the door. For this, Anne's going to take the handle out by widening the stirrup, and from there she's got an insert of a place to put her foot. From here she's going to tighten up the stirrup, and then she's going to pull that right up against the end of the unit, and she's in a starting position. Here you can see she's controlling the resistance with her far hand, but she's pulling with her inner thigh, sweeping across her body for 10 seconds. Now she's going to move for 12. This tightens and tones that inner area, and she's going to sweep through a full range of motion to complete 1 of those. She's going to do 3 of those, and then she's going to move to this next position. And what this is going to allow her to do is to work the back of the thigh on this one. Again, she's keeping her legs straight, but she's pulling from here, the gluteal and the hamstring area. And again, she's going to tie her for 10 and move the leg for 12. Again, working this whole area in here, and that gets the rear of the leg. She is also going to do 3 of those, work through the full range of motion. And the last series of 3 she's going to perform, she takes and tucks her leg right up against the unit, and from here she's ready to work this outside area of the thigh and the gluteal area, and she's going to tie her again for 10 seconds, pulling this way, and after that 10, she's going to sweep the leg all the way through, work as far through the range of motion as she can to tighten up that area. And from here, she's completed this. Remember, she is going to do 3 at each one of those positions, change around, and then do the other leg as well.